Yeah, somebody at the phone right here. Already said my prayers. Got me some jerk chicken, rice and peas, and cabbage. And where we at here? Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. All right, here we go. And this is what I have here. It's jerk chicken, cabbage, and rice and peas. I actually put some oxtail gravy on the rice. And I actually put a little more heat on the chicken. Because when I eat something, I want something spicy, I want it to be spicy and kind of kick my stomach up just a little bit. Mm. And for drink, I got the mango lemonade tea. Always test to make sure it's not too salty. A lot of times, if it's too salty, I may not eat it. Mm. Not too much salt. About the right amount, I guess. Mm-hmm. Mm. I wish they had some collard greens or kales or something. But I guess cabbage is the vegetable. Mm-hmm. That rice look a little dry. There we go. Cabbage wasn't too bad. Chris, I'm here eating my lunch. I ate the cabbage already. It's jerk chicken and rice. And one of my subscribers bought me lunch. No, I'm joking, right? Paid for myself. What you got going on, Chris? You got work still? As long as the chicken got some heat, I'm good. Otherwise, I could have just made some bacon fried chicken myself. Yes, it's good. Let me taste this here. Mmm. Ha ha ha, Chris. Ha ha. Yeah, I uh, I I pay my own membership, Chris. Yeah, there's no back heat with it. It's good. Rice, they need some more gravy, and they put a little bit of gravy on here. I'm gonna tell them next time I want more. No, it's jerk chicken, Sandy. I just want something with a little bit of kick to it today. So I got some jerk chicken. If it's good, normally I get oxtails, but this jerk chicken is good, then I'll get some more. Thank you. How you doing, Miss Woods? How are you? Hey, Chris, don't use that Monopoly money. You're going to get half the amount. You're not going to get the full amount. Use real American dollars. Monopoly money does not go far. Inflation and taxes on Monopoly money goes a little further. Miss Woods, how are you? Welcome to the chat, Miss Woods. Well, this chicken seemed to have had a smile on its face because it tastes pretty good. No, I don't think it was sad. Okay, go and cut your grass, Sandy. I gotta go back out and cut mine again. Summertime makes it grow really fast, along with that rain. I don't eat the skin on chicken. I take the skin off. I like skin. But the heat is good. I think you put a little more on it. Mm. Put a little bit on this rice too. Mm. What'd you say, Chris? Your debit card told you no today? Mm-mm-mm. Well, you're pretty good. I will get more of this. I'm coughing. I like the heat in it. Like the heat in it that I get my stomach and like hit it real good, man. Cause oh man, it tastes good. You know, I turn the water on, Chris. But you need to ask your favorite people. I turn the water on. And I know California, y'all had them hot spells, so and yet sometimes y'all have water limitations. So yeah, it's a good chance the grass can die or turn brown. You say donation to take a shower. Oh my goodness. We're gonna take up a GoFund for you. Help Chris take a shower, GoFund. Man, that's a good flavor on this chicken. It's pretty good. When it turns brown, that's when you know you kind of lost it. What you gonna do? A walk through the car wash, Chris? Fussing about this dry rice. He should put a little more gravy on it. I'd have paid me for it. I know what I should have got. I should have got some yellow rice. Yeah, probably give me some more chicken too. See, I don't like this. I don't like skin. Like eating lean pieces. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm-mm. This came from a place called Coolio's Island Grill in Colombia. Woo, getting happy. They need more gravy on the rice. But the flavoring and the taste and all is pretty good. They got a nice little um, delayed heat with it. No, you have to go to Miami to get yours, Chris. They got the best jerk chicken, I heard. Down out there in Dade County. Dade or Broward, one of the two counties. They didn't put that much chicken. I guess I got the lunch, not the dinner. Last piece of chicken is little. Seasoned pretty good on the other side. But then again, when I take the skin off, I take a lot of the season off. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Chris, you know you're wrong. He said dirt chicken. Oh, dirt chicken. That's a new one. I'm going to use that one. Dirt chicken, not jerk. Dirt chicken. What's that called? Everglade. Everglade, Chris. We can't say roach flakes on TV, on YouTube. We have to say Everglade. Mm-mm. This is good. Let me ask you this, Chris. Had you ever heard of Everglade before then? I mean, that's the first time I've heard. I knew like McCormick and Saison like that, but I never knew they had something called Everglade. But maybe they're a sponsor. I don't know. Maybe the Everglade company would get on TV and say, stop using our name or and likeness on television because you making us lose sales. And our profits are going down. But no, I never heard of Everglade before then. I'm asking quickly when I see her, have she ever heard of it? I know Bonnie hasn't heard of it. Never heard of Everglade. Must be a local Florida brand. I've never heard of it. Hey, this is mango tea, actually, Chris. It's mango lemonade. And not mango from that particular area. Not from that tree. Not prepared by them. Well, that's a wrap. That's good. Not too sweet, just the right amount of flavoring in it. It's perfect. That's Miss Bonnie. I hear her coming in the garage now. Wheelchair and breathing machine. I guess if you're going to make it the exact same way, you have to follow the exact same sequence of events to make it that way. The right amount of flavor. And I don't have Everglade, so I can't make that particular recipe. So I have to get the recipe from my local store that makes it according to my taste buds the way I like it. Ah. Whew. Oh, man. How many wheelchairs you got in your house, Chris? Say you had your lunch already, huh? It's Kirkland. It's Kirkland. Do you use Everglade seasoning? It's good. Oops. Garrett, I'm going to turn it, close it now. Back. Woo. Yeah, that was pretty good. That was jerk chicken, rice and peas, and cabbage with mango lemonade tea. And not mango from that particular area. Real mango with real flavor. Chris, I heard as part of being a mod, you got a lifetime membership to the Mango Jelly Club. Is that true? Oh, man. Oh, slop. mm, slop. Mm-mm-mm. Miss Kirkland, shouldn't you be in jail right now? I guess it ain't happening, huh? Hmm. If Chris keeps insulting me, I'm gonna get from here. I'm going right to the cops. I'm to the cops right now. I'm going to the cops. We going to the cops right now. Maybe we should call the cops right here. Maybe I should cut the live off and go call the cops. But they can, what Chris can put in jail and feel the slop? I ain't worried about it. Don't worry about it. Seem like you probably can find you can find by anybody address. You look hard enough. But what purpose does it serve anyway? It has no purpose or nothing. So. Mm-hmm. Okay, where we at right here? Let's make sure we good. Yeah, that's good. Chris, they can find you somewhere eating a whole bunch of slop. So I'm sitting here chilling, 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 chilling. You, hey, Miss Kirkland, let me say this. You know, um, and you did apologize, Miss Kirkland, and everybody accepts your apology. But I want to say this. I hate Chris. I hate you. I even hear Miss Incognito and Jay and all. Everybody talk about the job they done raising their kids. And the only thing I can hear them say is that the girls the girls call him handsome. You know, um, or did anybody see? No, I'm gonna leave that alone. I was ready to say something. I'm not gonna say it because it's not about the kids, but it's on one of the kids. So I'm not gonna say nothing about it. Like I said, leave the kids alone because they ain't got nothing to do with it. The parents, their parenting skills. I actually got on here this morning and talked a little bit. I don't know. I think Chris might have came through. I'm not sure. And I was talking about how when you start with your kids, you can't wait till they get 8, 9, 10, 11 years old. You know, you have to start when they toddlers and things like that because a lot of times we've taken um, shove a TV, tablet, or phone in front of their face, and we go to the next room and do our grown up thing. So in fact, you just providing the meals and place for the kid to sleep, but that television, the tablet, and the phone is actually raising the kid. All the information that they get from that tablet, and that phone, that TV, is going into their head, and not the stuff that you're saying to them. You know, so we got to be mindful that yes, you can occupy their time with their tablet, TV, or cell phone, but the parent has to spend the quality time themselves with the kids as well. Um, I said this before about sometimes a man will have a child, a woman, and they will find another person, and I'm not talking about nobody in particular that we could say, and start a new family. And while you may have had that kid, you just had the kid, but you're not putting nothing into the kid. You know, they're not putting nothing into the kid's mind. They're not influencing the kid at all. They just basically had a kid, and that's the same thing you do when you put a tablet, a cell phone, or TV in front of the kid. Is you allow that tablet, TV that runs that kid life from the time they're able to hold it in their hand and be entertained by it. That device is putting all information in that kid's head instead of what you're saying to them. And maybe they should actually consider that if you give too much of it to a kid as child neglect, because you're actually not raising a kid. That device is. It's occupying all the kid's time. Kid is motivated to use it. It gets upset if it don't have it. It feels lonely without those devices. Instead of feeling lonely without his parents. So you got to spend that time with your kids, especially when they're young. Well, Chris, there's no such thing as a perfect parent. We can't be perfect because each of us grew up in different environments, which as kids ourselves and young adults. So we are ourselves influenced by our past. But each parent's supposed to try to make it better for their kid. And there's no book, there's no manual. Well, this is the way you're supposed to raise a kid. But we pretty much know the good ideas. You know, food, clean clothes, attention, love, nurturing. You know, um, how you doing? How you doing, honey, sweet tea? You know, there's no manual on raising kids. The kids are affected by the environment, just like you're affected by yours. So you have to put that time into raising your kid. You know, I'm glad. I mean, when my kids were little, they had like cell phones and stuff like that, computers, whatever. But it wasn't it was not as addicting as it is to these days. You know, so as soon as your kid gets about a year and a half or so, and you hand them a tablet, cell phone, you put them in front of the TV from the time they was born, and all the information the kid gets is from those devices. And a lot of parents don't spend that time with that quality time with their kids, talking to them without the distractions of those devices. So you put into the kid's mind what you want. You put your values and your morality in the kid's mind. Otherwise, they're going to get it from somewhere else, and that's whatever place they go on YouTube or Instagram or whatever, TikTok. That's what's influencing that kid's mind because they're addicted to that. And they got to have it. And if you don't give it to them, they whine, and then you go ahead and relent and give it to them. So you got to spend your time. I'm saying, people say, well, they get teenagers to try to raise them. But I'm saying, when they get 7, 8 years old, you're behind the power curve. You ever spend time with your kid. Because all those years from the time they're about a 2 at least, until they get old enough to go to school, all the knowledge and information they got probably hasn't come from you. It came from those devices that you set in front of them to babysit the kids while you run off and do adult things, either leaving the house or in another room. So the kid, you know, he learned all this stuff from TV, from the tablet, from the cell phone. And some parents don't even do that. Because even though the kid may get information from those devices, those kids they still kids, and still, guess what they're doing? That little eyes is looking at you as a parent. And you're supposed to be their hero, their advocate, their nurturer. And we don't always get that to them. And I don't want to beat down on the same person over and over again. Yes, honey tea, sweet tea. A lot of times the grandparents now have to instill some grandparents have to instill the values that the parents don't. But nowadays, even the grandparents are probably out doing their own thing because they are in the mode of, well, I'm enjoying life. And so they also neglect the kids. We kind of losing a generation that we already lost a lot of them. You have to spend that time with those kids. And I made sure that I spend time with all my kids. I only got 3, got 2 sons and a daughter. And I know I know Chris, you and Miss Kirkland, and a few of others, we always talk about our kids and how proud we are of them and things like that. And I must say the same thing. 2 boys and a girl. I mean, we all breezed growing up. I mean, close-knit family. All of them went out, got their degrees, got good jobs. Both my sons did their time in the military. You know, good jobs, families, their own kids. No, I never had a problem. And I was gonna make sure I was gonna be that father I wanted to give them someone they could look up to. Not someone they look past, but look up to. Not they look on TV and find their a person to emulate. My son should emulate me. When I left the house, my wife used to tell me, when you gone and they lay on the couch, they do the exact same thing you do. And that's the way it's supposed to be. But instead of kids looking up to their parents these days, they look because the TV is what they got and all that. Whoever's on TV, whoever's popular at the time, that's what those kids are emulating. Yes, I'm gonna try to grow my beard till it's about down here, where it hang about twice the length it is now. Yeah, social media is raising these kids. Almost, if you look at a kid when they're 1 year old, they probably can swipe. They can swipe. They may kind of understand yes and no, probably, but they know how to swipe left, swipe right, up, down. They know that. And when I seen kids doing that, I said, man, they made me feel like I was dumb. And I don't think I could have figured that out. But they know it. Um, they can do all that and grasp all the information, but they don't have the common sense and they don't have the people skills necessary also. Hey, how you doing, Apple? Hey, when you come in, please like the video, like the live or whatever. And if you're not subscribed, go and subscribe to the channel. Yes, yes. Kids gonna do what the parents allow them to do. No, the kids gonna do what the parents allow them to do. And if the parents sometimes spend just as much time right by the kid, they're both spending time on social media and ignoring each other. I was talking this morning about profanity. I'm gonna cover that. What you said is honey sweet tea. No, when kids can't do for themselves, we are supposed to be the advocate for those kids. We're supposed to take care of them. We're supposed to raise them, give them direction and all. Thank you, Sports Kingdom. Yeah, Ravens, baby. But we supposed to raise them, put the information we want, give them our morality, um, what we think should be in a kid. Hey, thank you, Bosnia. But if you think about it, when they get older, like you were saying, honey sweet tea, they need direction. They need guidance because they out in this world. They try to navigate through this world, and they are going to make mistakes. Mine's did, and so did a lot of our kids did. No, I'm gonna get to the profanity too. But when those kids get older, they need that guidance from you, and that's why it's important. Thank you, U.S. That's why it's important to establish a relationship with your child. Not let them establish a relationship with that device. Like they get that device in their hand, and that's their best friend. If you take it, they cry, whine, whatever. But their relationship should be with you as a parent. And again, honey, sweet tea, the grandparents need to step in. I got 5 grandkids. I make sure I spend time with each and every one of them. And I'm saying to whatever the information their parents put in their head, or whatever they see off these devices, that I make sure I kind of counter that sometime with what I want to put in their head. But getting to profanity, let me ask this question. Anybody here can answer this question. What is the value in those words we use called profanity? Give me a value that's in those words. Let me pull my beard out a little bit. What value is in those words we use when we use profanity? Right? It has no value. There's nothing in it. Hey, just another clip. There's no value in those words, so why would we use them? You know, and then when your kid, your little baby child repeat it back to you, then you think that's cute. Oh, look, he just said so and so. And then that kid got your approval. So when they start doing it, when they get older, and you get frustrated and wonder why, that's because you allowed it. You allowed that profanity in your space. It's not even really part of my language. And I got 130 something videos on this channel. And I want anybody to scroll through and find me use profanity. There's no value in those words. So when you think to yourself, why are you using it? Because what? Because you got upset? Or you said it so much it becomes part of your vocabulary. So I just wanted to say that there's no value in those words. When you know what I always like to see, I used to laugh and smile when I see someone correct their kid. Um, when I see somebody correct their kid, I smile because I know that's what they need. I don't have no biceps. They invisible. But there is no value in use profanity when you talk to your kids. You should use a dictionary or talk to them about it. A lot of times, yeah, talk to them, explain it to them about using profanity, things like that, and the value in it. Everybody I asked that question to, could nobody ever give me an answer and say what value they could find in those words? No. I've seen a lot of videos about they use profanity that there's no value in it because now that you use it, you say, "Well, no, I'm grown, I can do that," but there's no value in those words. Um, Cussing out parents being disrespectful to each other, you um, that's what the kids see. Thank you, thank you for subscribing. But whatever the kids see you do, the kids see you being disrespectful, they're gonna pick up that same thing from you. They're gonna pick up all the bad stuff from you, from what they see on these screens. Sometimes kids, no matter what they're gonna come out good no matter what you do almost based on the environment and surrounding they got. But you have to watch what you say do around these young people. We sit, we use, like I say, I'm gonna use profanity again, and then and we sit ourselves and sit back and say, you know what, man, the society's gotten bad. I wonder what happened. At the same time, you saying using profanity or saying disrespectful things or disrespecting someone, and don't mind that the kids see all this stuff. Yeah, Miss Curtis supposed to be in jail. I don't know why she is. She must be on probation. Yeah, Miss Kirkland must be on probation. But from what I've heard and seen from most of you guys here, I'm glad you're talking about being respectful parents and whatever like that. I get on here and I joke myself and talk things like that. But my bottom line is you got to take care of those kids. They bright eyed, bushy tail, whatever you want to call it, big smile, shiny skin, looking at you, bright eyes looking at you, waiting for direction and guidance. And the only thing you can offer them is some bad words. You can quote ravens and all that. Just make sure you thumbs it up and subscribe to the channel. Let me ask this question to all you grown ups on here. If you didn't teach your kid to use profanity and they cursed at you, what would you do? If you didn't teach your kids to be disrespectful to use profanity, and if they not curse at you, but curse while using, while talking to them, and they just use it as part of their language, would you ignore it? Would you confront them? Would you have that discussion? And ask your child that same thing about what's the value in those words, because there's no value in it at all. Okay, I'm gonna comment on David Myers. I'm gonna comment on it. We gotta have a discussion and talk. Why that's not supposed to occur. We're gonna have that conversation because I I could not let my kids just go out there and I would say disrespect my name, the family name. No, it's okay, David. It's okay. Um, and to walk out in amongst some other parents and to see your or them to see your kids using profanity or disrespect. You know, that it should make you should feel ashamed. Actually, you should feel ashamed. And if you don't have kids, you know, like I say, there's no book, there's no manual. So you have to raise them the best way you can. And the only thing I know some people religion not. Maybe a good time is sometimes you know the Bible, whatever like that. But as a young person, though, I what I think I did always do is I always found somebody older than me and I listened to them. I sat around the older people when they talking and they do what they're doing. And I would listen to them, and I would pick things up. I said, man, and I look at them and I'm like, man, that's wrong. I ain't never doing that. You know, and you don't have to. Discipline don't mean it's always mean giving them a spanking and nothing like that. But discipline is holding them accountable, and discipline also is teaching and showing your kids the right way and the wrong way, and what the consequences are. And even if you tell your kids these things, don't mean your kids will necessarily go out there and do everything that you would hope they do or what you told them. They're gonna have to go out there and learn themselves. Yes, Oracle set the example. You have to set the example. You can't tell a kid not to use profanity, and then they go into another room because you don't see them and use profanity in the next room. And the kid mind is like, he just told me not to do that. So I guess when I get grown, I can do that. No, you don't have to raise your voice. If you can talk to reason with your kid, you know, by all means, do it. Thank you, Panay. Um, because there's no one shoe fit all with kids. You know, um, a lot of the way kids are raised or how they learn is through the environment that they in. Well, and when they get grown, poetic T, when they get grown, you can't control if they, you can't always protect them from cursing. But the kids, once kids get a certain age, when they go out into the world, they're gonna confront a lot of things. And if you stayed in the kid's ear and prepare them for the world, and not let that social device, I don't think it's going to prepare them for the world. Well, I'm gonna talk about Ravens at another time. DG Dag 13 another time. We can talk about the Ravens, and I don't care. You know I love the Ravens, but we're talking about parenting now and kids and things like that. And feel free to jump in. You know, because we all got our opinions, and like I said, there's no right way. There's no right way, and whatever way works for you. And as you're a young person, when you're young, when you're a kid, right, and that's good. Um, you watching, but you can't. You watching, you observing, you watching grown folks from the time you're born or whatever, and you can pick things up and realize, okay, wait, and I always reflect to myself, well, I'm not doing that. I said that's wrong. I'm not doing that, and I still make mistakes raising my kids. They came out okay. They came out good, but I think reflect back now and say, well, guess what? Everything I did was good. And then I say, I know, I wish I did this better right here. But you don't get a whole bunch of shots at it. Um, Once that kid get 18, leave the house, hopefully everything you put in them come to fruition. Oh no, no, I never cursed around. I wish I would have cursed around my parents. I would be talking to y'all right now. Yeah, if I wasn't dead, I would be able to speak. You know, I could never do that in front of my parents. Yes, morality. Yeah, get your kids prepared because they when they go into this world, and I'm saying this again, because of all these things out here now, these influences on kids, they're getting desensitized to a lot of things that is wrong. And I see so many people right now saying, "Hey, um, they trying to make wrong right. People trying to make wrong right." You know, and some things I want to talk on, but I'm not going to talk on it right now because you got to have the right environment for every conversation. So I'm not going to talk about it right now. But there's so many people trying to make wrong right and right wrong, and flipping everything the wrong way. And then they also not only are they doing that, then they want you to go along with it and say the exact same thing they're saying. If you don't agree that wrong is right and right is wrong, or whatever, you don't want to flip it with them, then you wrong. Um, Poetic tea, that's good. Yes, that's good. In church, 'cause most of the time in church, you're not gonna find too much wrong in there. I mean, it's not perfect either, but that gives them a good, strong morality background in morality. And they're gonna learn a lot from that Bible. A foundation, right, Oracle? A good foundation. You got to give them a good. You got to get them off on a good foot. I can bring my kid right here and set them here, and my kids are. God is within, baby. I'm glad you say. You know what He's within? Your spirit. Hey, Miss Rest, how you doing, Miss Rest? Um, God is within you. God is it's a spirit that's in you, and that's how you communicate with Him. And when your kids God in this world, hopefully you guys pray for them too, and praying and praying for them is not saying I pray for them in words. It's just saying I pray for them, but not actually get down and pray. And praying don't mean that you have to always maybe get on your knees and close your eyes, because you could be sitting in your car and look straight ahead and say a quick prayer for something. Yeah, yeah, yeah. A lot of times women have to step up. I'm gonna say this, about us men. Man, we sure have failed a lot. We have failed. I went to, I started going to the church here where I live at about a year and a half, going on 2 years ago. When I first walked in the door, I looked around. Man, there was all women in there, and I was like, man, we guess we just messed up because there number women in here. There was nothing in the church. It was like a bishop and a deacon in the church, and maybe one or two other guys. And I was thinking to myself, man, we messed up. Um, we all admit that. Where's all the men at? And the men were not to be found. And I was like, man. And I said to myself, and I said to myself previously, I said, you know what? We just screwed up like a couple generation of kids that's gonna grow up into adults, and they're going to continue these what we call, what is it, generational curses. Let's just talk about that. We don't want to. We want to end generational curses, not increase and put additional generational curses on our kids. You give your child as much knowledge, positive knowledge, information as you can. And this is just my the way I grew up. I grew up with a mother and a father. So that's what I saw. That's what I seen to be right from just general sense. It just a man and a woman supposed to be together and have a family. And I know that always doesn't work because you know um, influences and things like that pull a man away a lot of times. And we always say it's the women that run them away, but it's not just the women that I would say running men away. It's the temptations is out there, it's the drugs is out there, it's the devil that's out there. It was meant to be man and woman raising that child together. Um, yes. Oh, let me. I'm gonna come back to what I said, but poetic. I'm gonna say something else. I said this morning. As you go through life, you gain experience, and you don't gather all this experience to just sit on it, but it must be shared because we always got to reach back and grab the person behind you, and not just your kid, but anybody, and pull everybody up. You're supposed to always. You shouldn't be what I call them oxygen thieves. If you live in it, you're not being productive. And I'm probably wrong saying this. I just call them oxygen thieves. If you're not being productive, I just call them oxygen thief. English Manuel, but what people do wrong after they pray or do or that's part of being human. But as you make mistakes, you're supposed to learn from them. Life experiences. You're not supposed to make the same mistake and keep repeating it and repeating and repeating it over and over again. You know, you're supposed to make your mistakes and you're supposed to learn from them. And when you learn from your mistakes, you're supposed to share that with somebody else, and hopefully they won't make that mistake. But life experience, yeah, that's just not for you to gather all this experience and go sit on your behind it or wait to die. No, you're supposed to share everything you got with somebody else. Learn from everything. No, I don't remember the Bible verse, but God, when you do that, um, poetic sin that's like having a premeditated first degree sin. I'm just gonna say it like that. That I'm going to sin and I can just ask for forgiveness. God said He would turn His back on you when you face your calamities. You know, we make mistakes. Sometimes you sin without thinking, and sometimes you do things you even notice as sin. But you're supposed to learn from that. You know, you're supposed to learn from that. You're not supposed to say, you know what, I know this is wrong, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it anyway, and I'll ask for forgiveness later on because when you ask for forgiveness, it may not be there for you. The only thing you got then is you hope for God's grace and mercy. That's all. But let's get back. Let's get back to talking about young people. You know, and I'm glad I'm hearing a lot of people when you say they got their kids are um, yeah. You feel it when you actually been forgiven. Bud from Kansas. You know, um, I'm gonna say this. This is where I feel about forgiveness is when I do something wrong. I feel guilty. You know, sometimes you don't, because sometimes you don't know everything you're doing is a sin. But if you know what you're doing is a sin, there should be some guilt in there, and that guilt should hopefully prevent you from doing it again. But if you have no guilt from it, you didn't honestly, maybe you didn't honestly repent from it. I mean, things happen in life. We all what's that? How they say that we are saved by grace, sinners by sinners. We all still sinners, but we saved by grace. So you can make mistake and you can sin, but you have to honestly ask for forgiveness. You don't ask for forgiveness for this moment right here until I do it again. Say the angels in heaven rejoice every time somebody repent. So when you get on your knees, or you are standing there and you looking up, or left or right, or close your eyes, or whatever you're doing, how you ask for that forgiveness. Every time you do that, the angels in heaven rejoice. It says that in the Bible. And when somebody does you wrong, you're also supposed to forgive them. So you're not carrying that load with you. I'm done. When I say I'm done with it, I'm done with it. You're supposed to be honest with your action for forgiveness. Honestly ask for it. Be sincere. And let's go. I'm gonna throw this back to kids. When your kids see you pray, guess what they're gonna do? They're probably gonna pray. Yan, how are you doing? Welcome to my live, Yan. Yeah, if your kids see you asking for forgiveness, you ask for forgiveness, but praying, they probably gonna pray too. And I can say, out of I didn't do a lot of things perfect or the right, I would say, but I did do a lot of right things. And one thing I can always say that I did that my kids see me do was pray. Right, Charles? Repenting and sincerity. But I gave my kids they see me, and I watch my kids, and know what they do now? They pray. Because kids watch what you do. And when you do things for a period of time, you develop a habit or a particular behavior, that positive behavior of praying, gave it to them. Because a lot of preachers got it set up where they make it think that you only can come through them um, to repent or get saved. When you can go, I got God telephone on myself, and let's get on my knees, close my eyes, and pray myself. That's how I reach God. And that's what somebody said the word spirit earlier. Um, your spirit is your connection to God. Yeah, that's beyond one thing. Wrong thing I would say I did in my life was I was not the one that actually took my kids to church. It's my wife. They see me pray. They see me do the right thing for them. But 99% of the time, yeah, they see me do the right thing, doing the right thing. But my wife was the one that always took them to church. Thank you, Charles. My wife was the one that took them to church. But they did one thing I can say positively see me do. They always see me pray. They see me. I pray in the morning. I pray at night, and every time I ate some food, every time before I ate, I was praying. And if I put food in my mouth and didn't pray before I swallowed, I held it and I prayed. See, we have a body, um, a soul, and a spirit. And your body is um, your physical body. That's what your body is. Your soul is your character, what makes who you are, and your spirit is that peace that connects to God. And that spirit and soul are two different things. Animals don't have spirit in them; they have a soul, a character, who they are. They have that body. That's the difference between an animal and man. Is we have a spirit. That spirit is your connection to God. And the way the Bible set it up was it should be God, man, woman, child. If I'm wrong, somebody can tell me that that's the way everything was set up. Let me ask another question. And I'm gonna wait to see if somebody answered. If not, I'm gonna jump in and I'm gonna answer. What is the who's the first person born on earth? First person born. No, Adam was created, Poetic T. You mean Cain and Abel? You talking about Charles? No, you know what the first person born was Eve. Think about it. Eve. See, God created everything else and he created man. And then God said it's not good that man be alone. Remember that? And God put Adam to sleep, right Poetic T, and took the woman out his rib. And what did man do after the woman was born? He named her. He named all the animals and he named Eve. The first person born was Eve, and then together Adam and Eve had Cain and Abel and Seth and probably some other kids too. I don't know. I'm not that much of a Bible scholar on that. But yeah, the woman was born out of the man, and that's why she's called woman. Now let's get a caveat to that. And this is for you women. For some reason, for a woman to be born, God put man to sleep, right? To take woman out of him. So maybe men couldn't take that pain of childbirth, so God had to put him to sleep to take woman out of him. Well, I'm not going to comment on God being born or anything like that plan because I don't know. All we know is uh, we're here because of God. Let me ask this question. How many of you here teach your kids about the Bible? Right. Right. I mean, that's a sit down conversation when you see something and you have the discussion of about the Bible. Yes, honey, sweet tea. Yep, and your grandkids too. Hey, Opal, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. Um, I will say this to some of you guys asking questions. I am not a Bible scholar, and if I don't know it, I won't comment it on too much because I don't want to say the wrong thing about the Bible. I only can say the basic stuff that I know. Oh, I'm doing good. I'm off work. I had some jerk chicken, rice and cabbage, some mango tea. Got my belly right. Brenda, how you doing? So now I'm sitting on here just talking. I'm talking this itis off because normally I would probably be ready for a little nap. So, but I'm talking it off. So we just sit here talking. And I go to Bible study every Wednesday. I do Bible study every Wednesday. But I need to, and me and my wife talk about it, but not as much as we should. You know, and that's preparing for Bible study and Sunday school. But yeah, honey, sweet tea. I need to do that more with my wife. Okay. Well, I'm glad you're in the house, Jared. Can you cut the light off? I, I reflect. Oh, I hope I ain't in the Trimble's house. Oh, y'all hear that? Okay. Okay. Good comment, Lewis. Glad you asked. Oh, I'm good today. I'm good today, Ryan. I'm good. We sit here just chit chat talking. Um, I don't know, but like I mean, at first talking about the Bible deeply, I was saying that I don't have all that knowledge to I don't have that knowledge to give you an accurate answer or anybody an accurate answer on a lot of things deep in it. I just know the knowledge that I've learned, and then the basic thing I know more than anything else is if I don't know, I know what to look for. That I can go to the Bible and find it, or I can pray for that knowledge. But if I can't speak on what I don't know or or don't fully know. Well, I don't know that, Ryan, and I can't answer that. I can't. Um, I only can talk about basic stuff. I can't break it down. I didn't go to theology school or nothing like that. I can't break it down. It depends on how you want me to break it down where I'm from, Cindy. Matter of fact, I might end up learning something on here. I end up learning something on here from you guys because we never stop learning. And some of the things I see on here, I may go back and research it myself so I can get the right answer. But I don't know everything. I can't answer every question you ask me. I'm not. What's some guys in India? I forgot what they call them. But they know everything, and they be saying they know the meaning of life and all that. I don't know all that. All I know is how to pick that book up or fall on my knees and ask God for what I need. And I can say this, and this reference me, my kids, and my sisters and brothers, is that I must say God was with me. That's all I can say. I can't say nothing else. Um, but I do think it's very important to introduce the Bible to your kids. Bible study, Sunday school, you know, um, things that improve you and your kids and your family's morality, morals, ethics, all the things that make you as a human being a better person. And I'm gonna keep saying over and over again is there's no book on how to raise a kid, but you raise a kid. Everybody, we all know what's right and wrong. We know the kids should not be using profanity, um, swearing, and they shouldn't do it in front of the parents. I mean, if they do it in front of you as a little kid, they have no respect for you. And if you laugh at it, you'll tolerate it. We know what's right and wrong, but we want right to be wrong and wrong to be right. And I can't. And this is one Bible verse that in Revelation states about adding to the Bible things that's not in there. And basically lying in the Bible. It states and I forgot, Genesis 21:18 or something like that. And I could be saying it wrong, where it states that if you add to this book, God will add to you the plagues of the world. And if you take away from that book, God will take away your place in his kingdom. And look that up. So therefore, I say I can't keep speaking on things that's not clear in the Bible, things I don't know. This person, somebody else can answer that question, but I can't. I only speak on what I know. All right, what we can talk about now? We're gonna go back to kids because I'm not a Bible scholar. I could just quote those couple verses here and there, and that's about it. I know, like I say, I know again where to get the answer from. I can direct you where to get the answer from, but you got to find out for yourself. In the process, you find out for yourself, you become educated on that particular area you're looking for. But I can't give it to you. Now I don't have a collar on. Not a minister. I don't do too much for a living. Um, I did a little something in life, you know, um, and retired military, and retired some other things too. And Steph, and I'm not even going to say nothing to you. You can, because everybody can believe whatever they want to, you know. You can believe whatever you want to. I'm not going to even God. I think God allows you to choose what you can choose what you want, but you will know whether you're right or wrong when you get to that time. So you can believe in God, or you don't have to believe in God. Um, it's like this when I talk to people at work, and I say to do something, and I say there's only two answers. It's yes and no, and they both got consequences. That's the same thing with the Bible. Um, you can believe and not believe, but they both got consequences. So you roll the dice. Oh, I am a good person, Ryan. I don't even question myself on that. I am a good person, and when I reflect back, um, I say I always felt God was with me. And you can believe in science, Steph. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's your choice. That's your decision. I'm not gonna say nothing against that at all. Whatever you want to believe in, you believe in. But I believe in this. I believe in the Bible, and I believe in raising and protecting kids. I believe in protecting kids and raising kids the right way, and giving the kids all the tools necessary they know, or that you know, that can make those kids successful. Um, if you give them your child one of these devices to raise them, I'm gonna suggest that you download the Bible app on this device you give them. So if they read everything else, they read that too. But that's my passion is make sure kids are cared for, kids are loved, kids are nurtured. Yes, playing back to children. That's what I believe in. And the only thing I agree with a lot of guys in jail is you should not harm the defenseless, and that's children and women and old folks, but especially children. That kid doesn't know any better. The kid doesn't know anything, you know. So when you send your kid to school, they should be clean. um, well groomed, uh, haircut, hair done. They shouldn't go to school smelling pissy, dirty, filthy. A lot of times when kids get bullied at school, it's sometimes it's just people, and sometimes it's the person that sent the parent to send their kid to school, um, not in the best condition they could be in. If the kids go to school, their hair not done, kids go to school with dirty clothes on or smelly, the other kids are going to say something to them. Kids are going to say something to them, and then you want to go to the school and complain about your kids being bullied, but you set the conditions. You give reasoning almost to someone else to do that to them. Now that's not, I wouldn't say always the way they raised. It is some, yes, Ryan, but a lot of times it's the parents are at fault too. Yeah, right. It goes but right, right. It goes both ways. Sometimes it's the parents, and sometimes it's the character of that kid. You know, um, I even got a little thing where I say sometimes bullies are needed, and the reason I say that, in high school, for example, playing football, and I seen little nerdy guys because they know that they little, and I don't know if they got a point to prove or what they doing it for. They ate their Wheaties that morning, and they go up to the big guys and they poking them and they talking smack to them, and then when the big guys smack them upside the head, they run and say, "Hey, I'm being bullied," and they don't tell their part or nothing. They just say, "I'm being bullied. He hit me," and so the big kids get punished. So maybe sometimes bullies are needed to a certain extent. We played football, so all the football players, we all sat at the same table. Only the football players. And then every once in a while, you get a crazy little guy get some, "Hey, how you doing, Ebony?" He would come over to the table and want to sit there, knowing that that's kind of for like the football players, the jocks or whatever. So somebody smack him upside his head or um, give him a wedgie or whatever, and then he runs and say, "Hey, I'm being bullied." All right, you welcome you welcome your local menace. Oh, but I don't believe in purposely hurting kids and stuff like that. Purposely bothering the elderly. Those can't do for themselves. I can say with a smile on my face, "Hey, I took care of my kids. I took care of them. I didn't roll out on them. I didn't leave for nobody else to raise. I did all that myself. I put that work in, and I see it. My daughter told me. My daughter told me she said, "Dad," she said, I am your retirement fund." I'm looking at, "What are you talking about?" I said, I already set myself up. I'm good." And she said, "Well, Dad, this will come a time where you may become um, unable to care for yourself, and you may lose your reasoning and your mind or something. You may lose part of your mind, and you're gonna need somebody to care for you, no matter how much money you got." And after I thought about that, I said, "Yeah, you're right." She said, "Yeah." She said, "Because the sons normally they go off into their own life, but the daughter always stay behind to care for the parents." And I was like, "Okay." And she was right. And I got 3 kids. I got all my kids in their 30s. Um, like I said, I never had to go to school for none of my kids a problem. They're all but mostly straight A's. They all got their degrees. They all got their own homes, their own families. They don't have to ask me for no money or nothing, and that feels good. And I can talk good about all my kids. Both sons joined the military, served their country, got out. Um, my oldest son, he's the director of a medical center. He's on the Chamber of Commerce, um, college advisory board. I mean, they're all doing good. So I can reflect back upon it now and say, man, Did a good job. Well, not I. Me and my wife did. She did most of the nurturing with them, and I set kind of like the boundaries, and we staying within these boundaries right here. This is what we doing, and we collectively did it together. Yam, I can say that now. I'm reflecting backwards now. Like I said, I never had my kids always kept their hair cut low, shaped up, lined up. They never had no long hair. They always wore their pants up. Always had a belt on their behind. I had no cop come say nothing. Nobody at school said nothing. I mean, and I kept it like that. And I started from the time that they could understand what yes and no was. This is what's what. And while you're coming in, if you haven't joined, hey, hit the thumbs up. Go and join, you can join, and please subscribe to the channel as well. But no, I didn't have no problems at all. And I was like a lion roaring then. If I said something, and I never told my kids, look, you do it my way, you get out. Mine wasn't like that. Mine was like, this is what's happened. This is what we doing, and that was it. And you condition your kids when they're little. This is what's happening. But if you don't condition your kids or prepare your kids or whatever like that, they're gonna go down any road they want to go. Yeah, I would say, I did more right than wrong. I did some wrong that wasn't perfect, but like I said, there's no manual to say, hey, do it exactly this way. So a lot of times, and you guys as parents too, you kind of navigating and figuring it out as you go along. And the only thing you do is give your child all the rights you can give, and then hope when they get older and leave that house and go on their own, they go out and they follow the path you set for them. But they're not going to. They're going to go. They have to find out. They have to get their own experience and find out what works and what don't work. But you hope the parameters and everything that you put into them helps guide them along the way. And then God too. But no, I have to say I did a good job. We did. I keep saying we. Because my wife did most of the raising. I just kept that discipline straight. Thank you, Ryan. Hey, Bud from Kansas. That's right. And when they come out right, you can be that proud parent then. When they come out right, you can say, oh, you know what? With another set of parents, maybe they wouldn't work based upon their environment and where they raised. But what you did in your moment with your children to make them successful was what was needed at that time. And when I say I thought God guided me, God guided you too. You know? So I can reflect back and I can smile. You know, because a lot of kids, as they get older, they become a burden to their parents would always want money. And if our kids want money, if they need it, it's my blood. I'm going to give it to them. I really don't care about the monetization so much. I'm saying it's like this. I'm retired military. I retired from the state of Maryland. I'm still working. I don't have to work. I don't have to work another day in my life. And my kids they in their 30s and they getting there. And I'm sitting back watching like, yes. And I'm watching my grandkids. And I'm watching them and I say, man. And so I reflect back, man. You don't want to give your kids no generational curses. No generational curses. You want to set them up with as much positive things as you can do. I don't want no flowers. Because, I'm sitting back, Ebony, and I'll be thinking, man, I say, man, I hope one of these jokers don't turn out to be a mass murderer. Because a lot of stuff I think I put into my kids, I was hoping that it would be the right thing. And it was, but I also think maybe I'm doing the wrong thing as I was raising them. But I don't need no flowers, nothing like that. In my moment, I could say I could be happy about it. But they still young, and they still can make mistakes. And you still have to pull your grown kids aside in their 30s when they come out of your house, and you still don't, you have a conversation, see where they at and what they're doing, things like that, and you give them advice because you're still learning yourself, so you still get that advice you learn to your kids. So hopefully you can they could take a shortcut. What's going on, Jay? What's good? They could take learn from you and maybe have a shortcut where they don't make some of the same mistakes you yourself made or others. But it's a sacrifice that you as a parent that have to make with your children. It's a sacrifice you have to make. Your kid's supposed to eat first, get clothes first, get shoes first. Your kid's supposed to get all that first. So before I put tennis shoes on my feet or a shirt on my back, those kids were taken care of first. Hey, true man. Let's say God first, and then you can't go wrong. Yeah, when you come in, just subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up. Let's keep rocking and rolling. Hey, if I become monetized, I do. If I don't, I really don't care. But I love to get on here and talk about kids. And as you guys talk, and I'm looking at your comments, and I go back and read your comments or whatever, I learned. You're constantly learning. I look back and say, you know what? If I did this when my kids were younger, they could have been so and so. But what's already done is done. So if you got kids that's grown, they need more of your time, your counseling time talking. Right. We constantly learning. If you ain't learning, you're probably dead. If you ain't learning, you're probably dead. So, well, Ms. Kirkland, you can't teach everybody everything. Some people have to learn for themselves. Some people are never going to learn because they think what they're doing is the right thing, and you can't fix them. Something you can't fix everybody. And believe me, people are learning from that. Other people that maybe look at them and can reflect and say, you know what, I'm not going to do that. Because we can't fix them. That's why I should tell people when I go to work, in my job, going from site to site, and I'm checking on people, and I have an employee that's mad at the supervisor, and I be looking at them and say, so what, you was going to fix them? You're not in a position to fix that person. So if you got an issue with that person, you find somebody that can fix them, and that's who you tell, but you can't fix them yourself because you're not in that position. Yeah, people stuck in their ways, and a lot of things are habit forming, and they become conditioned to. And it's even worse when you get so high and mighty and let your mind go so far that you think everything you're doing is right, everybody else is wrong. So you let them think that. Right? For 4PF baby. I'm saying your name wrong. We all make mistakes. So if someone else thinks that their way is better and that's how they want to do it, you can't control. You can't go in the house. You can't fix them. Yeah, let them do it. Let them do it themselves. Maybe they'll find their way. Maybe they won't. But everything they do has got consequences, and you don't have to answer for them. Whatever they do wrong, they got to answer for themselves. If you come somewhere and you assault somebody and you go to jail, you're going to jail because of what you did. So that's the consequence for your actions. You can't fix them. You can talk about them. You can talk about. I will say this: don't judge them. You can attempt to show them the right way, but don't judge them, because the only person that's a judge on the great white throne is God. And it's saying in the Bible for you not to judge them, so don't judge them. Yep. Right. I mean, it doesn't mean they're right. You're not going to jail? Miss Kirkland, I thought I'd wake up this morning and I had to send you some bail money. I'm joking with you. But yeah, you can't. When people think they're right, no matter what you do, you can't fix them. Hey Godzilla, what's going on? Make sure you subscribe to the channel and thumbs up. Yeah, jail, right? And you learn your lesson the hard way. You know, and the thing about it is, what you're saying, 4PF baby, is when you experience that, you're supposed to learn from it. And if it's a negative experience, you're not supposed to do it again. If it's a negative experience, you're not supposed to do it again. You're supposed to learn from it. Until the day you lay down and close your eyes, you are learning. Even when you close your eyes, you learn how death feels. So, tell them. Only thing you do is tell them. Like let's say it's the Bible. You can tell people about the Bible, but you can't make them want to be religious. They have to want it themselves. They have to see where there's some right in there, and they want to be part of right. So when somebody's doing something wrong, if you can tell them, and then go about your business. Because if you go on and on again, and they don't want it, you are you wasting time. That's like when you're at work and you working, and you getting paid for it, and your boss wants you to work more but don't want to pay you for it. I don't do community service. When I work, I get paid for it. When I'm not getting paid for it, that means I'm home and I'm not working for it. So don't do community service. Don't go out there and spend a lot of energy and time on something that you can't fix. You know, when everybody says something to you and they're saying the same thing, probably means they're right. Probably don't always mean that way. So maybe you should listen to it a little bit and say, what they're saying correct? And maybe I need to reflect upon it myself. But you can't take the action yourself to go and fix that person. They have to fix themselves. So that's not spend a lot of energy trying to go fix somebody. Yeah, the lingo it's a good one. Yeah, it's a good one. But hey, and I don't get upset about stuff too much. I laugh at it. It's funny, you know. It's funny. You know. You know why? Because no matter what I say to somebody, or no matter what nobody says on these chats here, at the end of the day, I ain't gonna miss no meal. I ain't gonna miss no oxygen. I ain't gonna miss nothing. I ain't gonna miss a meal. I ain't gonna miss putting money in my savings account. My bank account will still be getting full. So I'm not worried about nothing. The only person I got to satisfy is God. And then I'll satisfy God, but take care of my family. That's all I got to do. You know, yeah, most definitely respect your elders. Hey, they can close. Whatever happens, happen. I can't control it. So while I'm sitting here, get worried about it. If I got $100,000 in the bank and the bank closed and I can't get it no more, at that point, what can I do about it? Nothing. So why am I worried about it? I have to accept the reality of what happened, but I can't do nothing about it. And normally when people say don't worry about money, because they ain't got none. Their pocket's probably on E. Yeah, I mean, Ebony, I don't get too hyped about stuff. I don't get upset about it. I mean, I'm gonna keep on living life till it's time to go, and I don't control that either. And when I go, no, I would say I can look back and reflect and say, you know what, I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed it. I had a lot of good moments, laughing and having fun. I had the moments where I had to hustle, bustle, stress, all like that. But for the most part, nah, it's cool. It's good. So when somebody says something, I don't get it. Okay, if you just saying something, the words don't affect me at all. Right, sitting right here, don't affect me at all. If you could affect me, come turn my lights off right now. Can't happen. Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. I can take my phone and go look and see what's happening here and there. Ain't nothing changed. Ain't worried about it. So too easy. I ain't stressing about that. None of it. All right, what else we can talk about, peoples? It's like 125 in the chat right now. Got 93 thumbs up. I know some more of y'all out there. Them three dots. Hit that button. Let's go. I know what we could do. Hey, let's have a like party. Y'all remember the like party? Miss Kirk, you know what the like party is? Miss Kirk, remember the like party? I'm gonna say this: 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get them likes up. I am real say that, but I'm joking about it too at the same time, people. Ooh. All right. You got any trolls left in here? Come on, we gotta have at least one troll in here. Where you at? All right, I'll leave you alone. I'll leave you alone. Go ahead, do your thing. You know. Monique got the day off. She didn't get locked up, did she? She got her. No, I'll be locked up. She didn't get fired on the day off, did she? I'm joking, Jay. I'm joking. You know, I ate my food. I had some jerk chicken, rice and peas, cabbage, and mango lemonade tea. Not mango from Miami now, to Jay, but mango tea from here. I got the itis, so I got on here and talk, and guess what? The itis gone, and I'm laughing. It's funny. Oh, oh, YouTube rich. Oh, who YouTube rich around here? Mango slop. What is mango slop? Wait a minute. That's with the pulp in, right? Mango slop is with the pulp in, which triffles. Triffles, sniffles. Nah. Hey Musa. How are you doing? I'm fine, and how are you? I'm just on here just bumping my gums, bumping my gums, bumping my gums. That's all right, nothing else. Just talking, and we interacting, a little interacting with everybody that's on here. You know. Oh, y'all don't tell me y'all stealing wrenches again. Come on. Why y'all stealing wrenches? I'll tell you, y'all steal more wrenches than I know. I tell you. We're gonna have to put them wrenches in some vaults or something. I don't know. Hey, we playing hide and seek with the wrenches, huh? Uh, what do I do now? What time is it? It's 1:57. Give it to me, Esther. Don't give it to me. Tell me what it stands for. You can tell me if it stands for basic instructions before leaving Earth, or there's another acronym for it. It's not gonna be Tony's pizza. It's gonna be Jay's pizza. Ooh. Ooh. What is it? What's that? Chris pizza. No, Chris. I don't. Chris ain't a good name for pizza. Chris is name for like lasagna. Yeah, Chris lasagna. That's what it is. Get it while it's nice and hot, huh? Oh, tiny touchdown. Well, I'm glad you watched football. You know what I'm gonna do? It's Kirkland, Jay, Chris. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do a Tony's Pizza mukbang. Watch. I'm gonna do one. Tanjiro, make sure you hit the like buttons. Join. How you doing? How you doing? I'm gonna do a Tony's Pizza mukbang before the end of this week. Watch me. All right. Hey, Jay, buy me some more wrenches because Kristen stole all the other ones. So buy some extra ones now so we can give out to the people. I'm glad you're doing good. Tanjiro, I'm glad you're doing good. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, sir. Or ma'am, make sure I get the right gender here. Okay, playing you too. I hope you thumbs up and join the channel, sir. Musa. Hey, Miss Kirkland, you make sure they send that pizza to the right address, or somebody else, I mean that grocery to the right address, or somebody else may get it. Oh, talking. Okay, what we got here? What else we talk about? What else we talk about? What else can we talk about? Y'all talk about the Ravens. What about the Orioles? Miss Kirkland. So, but you know what? You can't just send it, Miss Kirkland. Can't just send it. You have to put instructions on the use of it. Okay. You know what they say in the military? Every piece of military equipment comes with instructions. So just we need to put instructions on there, and maybe make a YouTube video on it. Hey, step one: open package, take soap. Now let me stop. Get to the part where you turn the faucet on and make sure it's not too hot, not too cold. Make it warm or hot, lightly hot or whatever. But we gotta have instructions in there, and then I'm gonna leave this alone. Okay, you have a good day, that one artist. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and that you hit the thumbs up. A care package video, yes, Ebony. Gotta have that video so they can't say they didn't know what to do with what we sent them. Gotta be instructions, you know. Thank you, Yam. I did 21 years, and then got out and had to go. You know that YouTube brought this. Let me go back and hit that. See what you said. YouTube brought this thing of a tap screen. Yeah, if I tap the screen, I might make a mistake and block somebody by accident. So I got my other phone sitting right here, so I don't do what they do in the other channels. They hit the screen and accidentally block persons or take their wrenches or something. I don't know. Thank you for that comment, Jan. One of these hats up here. Which one is which? Is this one? There we go. I don't know if you can see what that is. That was my job here. Well, I joined the military at 17 years old. I forged my parents' signature to get in at 17. I got in trouble and got arrested. And being from the inner city in Baltimore, I didn't see too many options, so I joined the military, and I never regret it because it grew me up and put some maturity in me, some responsibility, some accountability, and those words there help to define who I was going to be. Yeah, I enjoyed my time in the military. I said that's probably the best step I probably took in my life was being that young at 17, and then foreseeing that I need to do something with my life besides be a stat and keep getting locked up and keep going to jail and not learning from it. So when I joined the military, there was a lot of positive role models in there. I mean, I don't know how far they done got these days. I think it's changed a lot. But at that time, hey, it was the best thing for me. Right, Ebony? If it's hot, you don't touch it again. And if you do, you put on those mitts or whatever, and you take precaution. Yes, I pluck my eyebrows, John. I try to pluck them all out, but they keep growing back. He okay, yeah. You know, I let him talk, but and I don't worry about him. And I told him, yes, I do pluck my eyebrows, but they keep growing back, and I can't stop them. Hey, maybe you can get some magic lotion and give me, and then I can fix it. Yeah, I worry about that. Yeah, but like I said, joint. That was the best thing I did. Um, right, John. Right. Honest question, honest answer. We keep on going. Um, the job I got now, I don't do too much with it. I talk to people. I ride around and talk to people and problem solve. Like Ham is saying, problem solve. Yeah, I talk. I establish relationships with everybody I talk to at all the different places I go visit when I'm out driving. And I keep saying about establishing relationship. To do that, you gotta talk. And the more you talk, the closer you are. The less you talk, the further you are. So I go talk to them, and then when I ask them to do something, it's it's easy to do. And you take care of them, take care of you. Miss Ebony, um, a lot of times when you shut someone down, and and I say this, I think I might say this in J channel, or maybe I didn't. When somebody come to your channel and they say something you don't like, when you just cut them off sometimes because the question they ask whether they understand or not, you create trolls. You create trolls. So sometimes if you listen to them or respond without being a nasty back towards them, it'd be okay. I learned that when I worked for the state of Maryland, and I retired from the state of Maryland as well. And I learned this that if where I worked at um, is a state agency, and you had to interact with. I worked with at a military school for teenage kids. Now I was a commandant there for about 15 years, so I was dealing with at-risk kids and troubled kids in the state, and with their parents. And in conferencing with them, I let them talk for an hour or two, and I never really would change um, my answer. Whatever answer I had, I'll stick with it. But I never shut them down, because if I shut them down, you know what they would do? They would go to the governor's office and complain, and then you got to answer to the governor's staff. So what I did was I let them vent. They did an hour, hour and a half, sometimes 2 hour talk. I talked to them, and normally at the end of that conversation, they would say, "Thanks for letting me vent." And whether they didn't get what they want, but they got the vent out, and once you let them vent, and they was good. But if you cut them off and didn't let them say what they had to say, they would go to somebody that can. And that's what happened over at that Trimble channel a lot. They would have been over 10,000 viewers. But somebody asked a question, like, for example, why you got the pots on that wall up there? Instead of either ignoring it or answering it in a smart, not a smart behind way, but in a respectful manner, that person became a troll. And then that person became a troll. And you know what, Mukib? And he was a good boxer. He was a good boxer. I'm sorry he dropped out of that fight with Jake Paul, whatever. But he's a good boxer. But yeah, the Trimbles created a lot of trolls by not answering questions and by being too lazy or not having an appropriate response to those questions. And they created so many trolls. And a lot of those people actually weren't trolls. They just asked the question and they blocked them out. They shut them down. And those people, they came back in another account and start pestering them. Hi, Olivia. How you doing? They would have been over 10,000. They killed themselves. They should have been. They should have been way bigger than they are right now. Hi, Olivia. Have you joined the channel? Have you hit the thumbs up? Please. I'm glad you're good. And why you good? Because if you wasn't, you wouldn't be talking to me on here. The ability to have a conversation with someone, especially on a forum like this, where people from all over the world can come in here. Thank you, Olivia. Where people from all over the world can come here and interact with you, and you don't have the ability to have a conversation with them. And sometimes whether the person coming and being smart or not, sometimes that person just look for a conversation. They're looking for some entertainment or something like that. I don't care what they say about me. I'm not the biggest guy. I'm not the smallest guy. I'm not the most best looking. I'm not the worst looking. I'm not the tallest. I'm not the shortest. I'm just right. Well, one thing I do have a little bit, I have a little bit of a mind. Yes, Olivia. Ask your question. Don't have one. Don't have one. If I did, I would name one movie and I would switch to another movie I liked or another movie I like, because movies come in several different forms: um, comedy, drama, fiction, nonfiction, yeah, and different genres. So I really don't have a favorite movie, you know. And I'm gonna go back to that. Okay. Any more questions? I don't do songs, Sleazer. I don't do songs. I don't play nothing like that. But you got some other channels that got where they play different music requests and things like that. I don't do that. I'm just here, Sleazer. I'm just talking. That's all. And I appreciate your pleas too, but I don't play songs or nothing like that. Unless it's Hail to the Ravens or something. I don't know. Maybe I might play that. Music, I don't know because I don't know if that fight is even going to happen, and that's a month from now, ain't it? A couple of weeks from now. So I don't know, even know what's going to happen with that. Olivia, how old are you? I'll tell you what, guys. I've been on here about 2 hours. Nine. What are you doing on this channel, Olivia, at 9 years old? 9 years old. You don't have a video game to play. You don't go outside and play, run around and play nothing like that. A park, other kids your age. But most of the time, if you in here, Miss Olivia, and you 9 years old, we all grown ups in here. But I am ready to go. I've been here on here for 2 hours and about going on 9 minutes. Thank you for the compliment, Mike Tyson. Good fighter. Maybe you might see me one day on an airplane and say, "Hey, it's Mike Tyson." I give you Mike Tyson's autograph because I don't have one to give. Well, mine's like that too, Miss Kirkland. But a lot of times people come in here and they just lie and say they at a certain age or whatever like that, and they really not. And if they did, they on a grown up account because mine say no children either. So either that's they lying about the age or they on a grown up's account. But I got to go. I got to go. I'll come back on live maybe tomorrow and talk to you guys. I appreciate everybody coming here. I hope everybody thumbs it up. Hope everybody subscribe to the channel. And thank you for your comments. So you guys, you all have a good day. Thank you for coming. I'm out.